Hey guys, welcome back on my channel. Today I'm drinking Louisa from Marrakech, which is a verbena. It's very citrusy, I really like that. In today's video I wanted to discuss a topic that was raised by one of my followers on Instagram, Ghizlan. She asked me why I don't follow those 5 a.m. Morning routines and things like that, whether I have considered it and whether I think they work. The simple answer is I don't think they work. The longer answer is this video essentially. Now here's the thing. It's not about waking up at 5 a.m. It's not about whether these people who post these videos are lying or not. It's more the principle behind it. Many times I would come across these snippets or fast reads or things like that that say 7 habits of effective people, 5 things that every CEO does. If you do these 10 things, you're securing your next job. 10 habits to change so that you're slimmer by your new year and things like that. And they are very nice, crunchy reading, but it's just that. It's almost like a snack. Nothing substantial in it. And that is my gripe with them. I don't think that if somebody tells you do these 7 things, that they will work. Some of them might work for some people, some things might need to be tweaked. But what I don't like about that is just the oversimplification. I am somebody who thinks a lot about everything that I do, and I do the things that work for me. So for instance, the 5 a.m. thing, it's not going to work for me. Today, it's about 12:30 right now. I woke up a little bit before 8. I chilled in my bed, I listened to music, I danced in my bed. Then, it's a Sunday by the way. And then I went to my kitchen, looked for nice bread, made a tahine with fresh butter and strawberry jam, went and had a nice shower, loaded my dishwasher, did my hair, and then unloaded my dishwasher and decided to sit down, film this video. It's probably gonna take me 15-20 minutes. Then I'm gonna make lunch. And then in a couple of hours I'm going to head out to my sister and chill with her for the afternoon. And that for me is a very deliberate day, and I feel that it's productive. I did not wake up at 5 a.m. and do 75 sun salutations and work out with a personal trainer, then came back, had my vitamins, and then did some more stretching and an intentions journal, and then did some meal prep for the rest of the week and these things. I'm not saying that it doesn't work for other people. I just think that if you copy something without knowing why it is there to begin with, then you're not sure whether you have an answer, right? But you're not sure whether it answers the issue or the question that you had to begin with. So for me, think about it this way. If an actor, or let's take it so that it doesn't look like I'm jibing at other YouTubers. Let's say an actress says that the thing that saved her sanity is drinking lemon water every day and doing reformer Pilates twice a day. Now, if you follow this actor's lifestyle and you're like, okay, all I need to do to become, I don't know, Emma something or Alicia or whatever, let's give her a name. All I need to do to become as grounded, beautiful, successful as this actress is to get up at 5 a.m., drink my lemon water, and do reformer Pilates twice a day. Now, your life is not that actress's life. That actress, one, needs to look a certain way to secure her living, to continue affording that lifestyle. Getting reformer Pilates means that you go into a studio that only has 4 machines. That would be expensive. Doing it twice a day, being able to go actually at times that there aren't many people, meaning that you have control over your schedule. That's the first thing. So if you have a little monster jumping on your bed at 6 a.m. that needs to be fed, can be a cat, can be a 20-pound dog, can be your 4 or 5 kids needing to get out and go to school, can be somebody that you need to care for. But what I'm saying is, if you have a responsibility that takes precedence first thing in the morning, there goes your 75 sun salutations. That's not going to happen, right? And so if you have let's say GERD, like acid reflux, forget about that lemon water, right? A lot of other things like that. I'm not giving any medical facts, by the way, so if I say something stupid, don't this is not the purpose of the video, to check medical facts, but it's more about keeping in focus that what you see, the 5 things that people share work for their life, but the problem is that you don't know the detail of their life, you don't know what else is going on there, and so you need to factor in, does this thing work for my circadian rhythm? There is no way I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. every day because I have chronic insomnia. I've had it for the past 30 plus years. So I barely get a single sleep cycle at night. Now, a lot of people in the medical function, they just ask me, how do you even manage? And I'm like, I manage by making sure that I get to rest, that I have my little times of doing nothing, which is not effectively sleeping, but almost gives as much respite to my brain and things like that. Now, if you tell me to wake up at 5 a.m. when I actually only managed to get some shut-eye at 2 and was just tossing all night, that's not going to happen. If you ask me to do 75 sun salutations before getting out, when I know that I need to get within a specific time frame to work to avoid the rush hour, or that my client is an hour and a half away and I'm going to brave the traffic for an hour and a half, that's not going to happen. You ask me to do reformer Pilates twice a day, again, I have a very long commute to the client side, I have to work at night and things like that. So don't take these things and just use them as is. I would think it's always good to have a little bit of inspiration to see that, oh, this person does this person does that. But honestly, I don't think that somebody who wakes up at 5 a.m. is set for success as much, any more or less than somebody who wakes up at 10. As long as the wake up time works for everything else that their life is set around, right? Now I understand sitting down, thinking about your life and thinking what are the habits that work for you, adjusting on and on and on is tedious. It's a tedious process. So it's always easier to have something like 2 or 3 or 5 things, and it's snappier. It's something you can share on Instagram. It's a 2-minute video that you can share with, upbeat music. Nobody wants to sit through a 3-hour introspection, and I'm not saying you should do that, but just continue watching these videos if you want. Continue looking up to people who wake up at 5 a.m. But also try to understand what aspects of their life this 5 a.m. serves. Try to understand how is it that, they can do the acai bowl. If they're an influencer who needs to post a pretty picture of an acai bowl, it makes sense. If they are a model in the traditional sense, because now you have different body shapes, but in the traditional sense where they need to be to look a certain way, then yes, it makes sense that they would have a nutritionist. It makes sense that they would go to work out a couple of times a day. If they are an actor who needs to bulk up for a certain role, yes, they can wake up at 4 and have their personal trainer train them. They have the personal chef trained, give them the food, and then they tell you, oh, I eat this and I do this and I do that. But then you know that they can sleep during the day. You know that they also have up and down periods, that they're not working every single working day. They probably have maybe 6 months of filming and then they're chilling for 3 months or something like that. Even for athletes, they have the on season and the off season. So not everything that you see is applicable to your life, and especially waking up at 5 a.m. just sounds very painful for me as a person with sleep disorders, and that's why I don't listen to these pieces of advice. I can look at it for inspiration, but half the time if you were to put a video of somebody waking up at 5 a.m. and cleaning the house and doing this kind of thing, I just know it doesn't apply to my lifestyle. If I just look at the number of hours that I work and the time that I need to rest, not applicable. and it's okay, and you can still be successful. And some people might still end up being a CEO and not having to wake up at 3 a.m. just because every other startup CEO that was interviewed said that they were doing that. Also, factor in at what stage does that work for people, because a CEO might tell you, I do this now, but maybe this is not what they did when they started. This is not what they did when they were in the growth phase. So again, a lifestyle of a person is something that is very personal to them. Everything in their life would help towards whatever goal they have in mind, and whatever they capture for you and crystallize in 5 or 7 tips is just the tip of the iceberg and might not be answering the question that you are trying to answer. So that is my take on the 5 a.m. routine and why I will not be doing it. I hope this answered your question. If you have other topics that you would want to know what I'm thinking about, just let me know down in the comments, and I usually just make notes of them, and that will be my next video. See you soon on my channel. Take care.